It's the last episode of season 4. Let's do it. Alright, James, it's the last episode of season 4.
Yep.
Only a 13 episode season.
It was short, but it was nice. It was fun.
Those football seasons are going to be like 23 seasons, or episodes long. So that's crazy.
Yeah,
it's been a while since our last episode. James decided to have fun.
Yeah,
so
a little Texas trip.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Saw the Lone Star State.
you
could say. Oh, shit, I gotta be on duty for this.
Yeah, if we.
Ooh, okay.
I will start a counter.
No. You're not gonna need one. It's gonna be one.
Okay. So first we're gonna start with the segment of champions. It's been a while, I know. But we'll talk about the NBA Finals and the College World Series Finals. So let's start the NBA Finals. And I just how did you format your notes here? Because did you go each team?
I just put a couple notes. Yeah,
okay.
That I want to talk
about the series in general.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, it's something about Game 7, something about the series in general.
Okay. Let's start with Game 7.
You want to start with the series in general, or you want to start?
Let's start with Game 7.
Okay.
Let's start with Game 7. So obviously you saw Halliburton go down in the first quarter. I mean, what could have been in this game? Halliburton, especially having 9 points in the first quarter, and was looking to score, which I thought was really nice. And so it's a shame to see him go down.
Yeah, this felt like it was going to be a Halliburton game, and it felt like there was a chance that the Pacers could genuinely win this game. From the jump, he was aggressive. He was shooting the ball extremely well. I mean, like you just said, he had 9 points. He was 3 for 4 from 3 in the first. What'd you say? 9 minutes?
It was
7 minutes.
He went down after 7 minutes.
It was he looked incredible. He was moving actually very well, and then just the sadness and that whole moment of the trainers coming over and him knowing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's hard to watch. One thing I said about it was this reminded me a lot, and it was pretty much the exact same situation as KD in 2019. He went down against the Raptors in the NBA Finals, and he was cooking early in that game. He was playing through a calf strain. He goes down, tears his Achilles, and didn't play for another a year and a half. And it was another thing of what could have been. The Raptors would have never won a finals in that situation. KD would have another ring. It's a bunch of stuff like
Steph
that.
would have 5.
Exactly. There's crazy. So many things that rely on just these injuries, and it sucks to see that's how this series ended.
All right, well, I actually turned it on just in time to see it happen. I didn't see any of the threes he made, but
Deep.
We all got a few good looks at it.
Yeah, it was horrible what this game was doing. ABC, oh my god.
I mean, I kind of get it because if you're just turning on the game, a lot of people, but yeah, I don't know if they should have done it that much. But anyway, what was I about to say?
I mean, they genuinely should have 8 times, bro. It was
I was about to say, oh yeah, all these people need to learn. Okay, this is 3 people already this playoffs, and you talk about KD playing through a calf strain and tearing their when you get a calf strain and you play through it, you tear your Achilles every time. Dame was doing it, Tatum was doing it, Halliburton was doing it. They all tore their Achilles, and so at some point you have to just take the injury for what it is and not try to play through it. I know it's the playoffs, but
it's tough, bro.
It's the whole season you just lost.
Finals, I know, but it's Game 7 NBA Finals. What you dream for as a kid.
No, I mean.
That's a tough situation, right?
I mean, I'd say playing in Game 7 is different, but for Tatum or for Dame, no reason to play them. But we learn. We move on. I mean, I thought it was great, the defense for the Thunder, especially after Halliburton went out. The Pacers could not find anything offensively, and then it felt but the Pacers were keeping it close in the first half.
Yeah.
Already really low scoring first half.
They're up at halftime,
but it felt like the Thunder went into halftime and were wait, their best player is not playing. This game's over. So we're just going to trap, and they can't do anything about it because their best passer, best ball handler isn't on the floor. And so they started trapping at half court, and they were just turnover, and they were kept just getting points off of them, and it was just, they kind of ended it.
Yeah, it was one of those old-fashioned, OKC third-quarter runs that we saw this entire season.
Yeah. Where
there's no chance they're going to be able to come back. And I respect Indiana for trying. They eventually got it down at 10 points, and they were...
I turned it off
trying, but it was over. I think the Pacers had an incredible season, and we have to give them props. But yes. I think a lot of people are going to say that this ring is not worthy or whatever.
I have something to say about that.
OKC deserves this ring.
I have something to say about that. This is one of the greatest complete seasons ever. People don't like them. because they fell bait. Oh yeah, they're too young. Like, people got hurt in the playoffs. Like, they can't control that. You can only play the people in front of you, and they played really well in these playoffs. And they won the whole thing. And they were the 5th best team ever in the regular season. And like I said last time, one of those teams ahead of them didn't win. So that's 4 teams. Like, would the other 3 win? I guess I would have to guess, but I don't know. So at worst, on paper they're the 4th best season ever.
Yeah. Right there.
And Shea is the 11th player ever to get the scoring title, MVP, and Finals MVP. That's historic stuff.
One of the best guard seasons we've seen.
Oh yeah, ever. And so, even just because you don't like the way he plays the game, like, doesn't mean you can say this is one of the worst strings ever, because it's one of the best.
Yeah.
And so that makes me mad.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is they won. Like, they did it, and they persevered through multiple Game 7s. They beat Denver in a Game 7. A lot of people are going to forget about that game. That was one of the Shea games that we got in this playoffs. He was incredible. We get another Game 7. They are able to win this one. Despite the Halliburton injury, they played incredible in that second half. I don't know with Halliburton the Pacers would have been able to overcome that. There is, like, things that the OKC Thunder did this playoffs to show us why they were the best team in the NBA the entire season, and that's why they're most deserving of this ring. They earned it. They are a very young team, and there's going to be a lot more winning coming in OKC.
Yeah, especially just, like, and Shea didn't have to do it alone. That was the big thing.
Yeah.
All the role players they have, and they're all young, and they're all going to stick around. And just the defense they played all playoffs and all season were so good. And, like, the way, especially in that Game 7, kind of epitomized it with the way they were getting stops in the first half consistently. And then in the second half, they just went to turnover ball. And they were always cashing in on turnovers. Not just in this game, not just in this series, but the whole playoffs, the whole playoff run. They were always cashing in on those turnovers. And, I mean, it was just textbook stuff. And that's why this is the start of a dynasty. And I love what's happening in the NBA right now between the Thunder and the Pacers this year, because it shows you don't need to go spend big to make it. You need to go buy that big free agent and make that big trade. Ask the Suns. The Suns built like this, made the finals, and then started buying for big free agents. Where are they now?
Let's see what happens with the Rockets, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Well, the Rockets still have that young core, which I think is so good for them, because they still have Tari, Amen, Jabari. Like, they've still got guys. It's definitely not great.
It surprised me that they went.
But they only gave up Jalen Green.
Yeah.
And so if with all that young core they had, and they have Sengun, like the heck, so they'll be fine. But like what the Suns did, and what the Nets did with their big 3, and all these teams just keep giving up all these assets and young players. Like, you don't need to be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. And the Thunder and Pacers just showed that.
Yep, I agree. It's a new winning formula in the NBA, and it's something that we're going to see more teams start to do. And hopefully, like, these guys like OKC and Indiana can bring all their guys back, because it's going to be hard. It's hard to do that. Like what we're seeing with Boston right now is they're going to have to blow up their roster. They already done some of it. Well,
that's more because of the Tatum injury, I think, because they can't compete next year.
Well, they also wouldn't have been able to retain all those.
Maybe
guys.
not all of them,
like,
but they probably wouldn't have sent 2 of those guys out, because I don't think they would have given up Porzingis, but because like next year, if they had Porzingis, they would be title favorite again next year. But but because Tatum's out now, there's no reason to spend that extra money. Like if Tatum were playing, I think they would have eaten the tax a little bit more, because of
that's
the high
chance. Scary,
because
bro.
of the high chance to win the finals again. So I don't know, whatever. It's a different reality. We don't live in that reality. So Pacers, they have such an interesting future, because now Tyrese Halliburton's not going to play a single game for you next year.
Mm-hmm.
So what do? You have your young guys. Obviously, there's no money issues right now, but they're not going to be good next year probably. Pascal, who can't really play without Tyrese. We saw that. The thing was this year was like Tyrese and Pascal, neither of them were championship team number 1s, but when you put their skill sets together, they're like a championship number 1. So
that's a great way to put it.
That was a really cool thing, I think. But now they don't have half of that, and they got a lot of good role players, but those are role players. And so where do they go from here?
It's gonna have to be other guys stepping up, and them drafting well, which they drafted a point guard, Cam Jones at a Marquette, which he's gonna immediately have to come in and play. I
don't know about that. They have Nembhard and Naismith, so they can play the 1 and 2.
Naismith doesn't play the 1.
Naismith can play the 2.
Can't handle the ball.
He can play the 2.
Well, you have TJ McConnell too.
Oh yeah.
About that.
McConnell the 1 and Nembhard the 2.
But it's not like McConnell is not on the same. Like, you're going to have to fill the point guard role. Well, then what off the bench? Who's the point guard off the bench?
A rookie.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So, like, guys are going to have to step up. It's not like he's going to immediately have to come in and start, but he's going to immediately have to come in and play. So, like, the other role players, like Thomas Bryant, or, like, other guys off the bench, like Ben Shepherd, Bennett Mathern is going to have to take a step. There's a bunch of guys that just have to take that next step if they want to contend next year. They have a bunch of role players, so they'll have the ability to do that, but I don't think if they're going to... They're probably not going to have the same season as they did this year.
They probably won't contend again, but... I mean, it makes you think, do you just completely tank and go for Cam Boozer? And then just try to come back next year with Cam Boozer, Pascal, and Tyrese?
Maybe.
I don't know. Kind of like the Pelicans just did.
Maybe Atlanta will have the number 1 pick again.
All right.
That'd be crazy.
No, well, Atlanta just got Porzingis, so they'll be good next year.
No. Like, they have your pick.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, like, that's...
I forgot about that. Thanks, James.
Yeah, just like...
It's protected, isn't it? Oh, wait. It's not. Okay.
Worst out of the Bucks or Pelicans.
No, the best out of the Bucks. Or worst for us.
Yeah, worst for you.
So, yeah, the Pacers just had a great run. It's, like I just said, they had the right group of guys. It wasn't all the talent, but I think that needs to be seen, and I feel like it won't be forgotten for a while.
I agree. It's one of the greatest playoff runs we've ever seen. And
took the words out of my mouth.
And it's not... obviously, you don't cap it off with a title, so it can't be the greatest playoff run, but the amount of amazing moments and cool things that happen in these playoffs that brought a new side to, like, how winning basketball is, like, performed in a way, and, like, how people are able to watch it. It was so much fun. And I think Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers in general brought us a lot of that more fun basketball that we haven't seen in the past couple of years.
Right. All right, College World Series.
Let's do it.
LSU Tigers go undefeated at Omaha, and they win it all. That's right. They're the powerhouse of college baseball, you could say. Easy. I don't know. But, okay, so LSU, we'll start there. They're just such a complete team, and that's the thing this year. They didn't have all the star power they had 2 years ago. They obviously had a lot of star power, but they could beat you in any way, right? And that starts with the starting rotation with Einstein and Anderson, right? But in the lineup, like, it just 1 through 9 was so good. They didn't have the weak link, and it felt like somebody was always hot. There wasn't that one guy that kind of was that Dylan Cruz the whole way through the season.
Yeah.
Right? It was one guy was always hot, whether it was Jared Jones or Ethan Fry or Stephen Milam. One of these guys was always going to be able to get you the long ball and get you the extra base hits and have that game to get you a win. And that's what brought them all the way here, and that's what got them the championship.
Yeah, and we got to talk about Cade Anderson, especially in game one specifically. I mean, first of all, I think he solidified his name as the number 1 pick.
No, I don't know. Who
Washington gonna take?
I haven't looked
Holiday boy. Who else?
I haven't looked into it, but it's still he's got a chance.
He threw a complete game shutout in game 1 of the College World Series Finals against an insanely hot Coastal team, and they won 1-0.
Yeah, they know.
Like, his team scored 1 run, and he threw a shutout, and like Cameron or whatever his name, Fluky, right?
Yeah, I think it was Fluky, but he pitched a great game.
It was incredible.
Shout out to him, by the way.
Yeah, like, Coastal's pitching was very... Honestly, it was very good in this College World
Coastal
Series
has one of the best pitching staffs in the country.
Yep.
Like, and they showed that. And
best 3 rotations.
But we'll talk about Morrison later. That's kind of what killed him. But LSU, like you said, Cade Anderson, just amazing. 130 plus pitches in game 1 for the complete game shutout. You could tell his stuff was hindering at the end, but he was able to pull it out. And that was great. I did not want to see him get taken out, even though maybe they should have at the end.
Probably would have been a smarter move.
Yeah. Anyway, Jay Johnson gets all the credit. I don't care. He can do whatever he wants.
Didn't win Coach of the Year, by the way.
He didn't.
Nope.
Well, he
Coastal's coach won.
He won some Coach of the Year thing.
He didn't win the main one.
Okay.
Like.
But he was LSU just consistently dominant all year. Like I said, somebody was always hot. They could beat you in any way, whether it was the pitching or the lineup or anyone in the lineup was always hot. And they just slipped up once all year. And that's so hard to do as it's a long season. They had 10 SEC series. And they went 19-11, and 3 of those losses were against Auburn. And that was just a really bad series for them.
Yeah, that was a bad series.
But other than that, they were, 19-8? And so, just amazing season. And part of the reason they were able to get there, do that, and get to where they are is because they took advantage of every opportunity that was given to them. If the other team slipped up, take Arkansas, for example. Haha, losers. Arkansas slipped up. You saw LSU come back with the walk-off, right? And so it was just the way they were able to do that all year. You saw that in game 1. getting that run. Or you saw that in Game 2 with that big inning when they had guys on base, they're able to get them in. We'll talk about Coastal's inability to do that later. But it was like that all year. Every time LSU, especially offensively, had an opportunity to score and put up a crooked number, they did. And that's why they were able to be so good and so consistent.
Yeah, and I didn't think, as an LSU fan, I did not think this team had the stuff to win at all. But when they got to Omaha and beat Arkansas, it's wide open. And Coastal is an incredible team, and UCLA was a very good team. But this Omaha was not as stacked as we've had in the past couple of years. It was wide open for them to do it, and like you said, they took their opportunity, and they took it, and they went and won it pretty easily after getting past Arkansas. It was incredible to watch, and that's a run which I was not expecting LSU to do this year. At the beginning of the year, I thought we were a little overrated. There was a bunch of stuff, a bunch of question marks that we had to solidify throughout the year, and we did it. And the freshmen stepped up big time in the pitching staff and Curiel, and it was just a different type of LSU team that we haven't seen in the years past national champions. So it was fun to watch.
It wasn't the 2023 team with all the home runs, but I just love Jay Johnson so much. I'm sorry. Part of what you said just a minute ago, how you didn't think you thought we were overrated because Daniel Dickinson, Utah Valley. Chris Stanfield was a bad baseball player at Auburn last year. You can go down.
Was from
you can
UC
go, yeah,
UCSB.
No,
UCSB,
No.
Yeah, I think it was. It was one of those.
UCSD, UCSB. It was UCS something.
Yeah.
The Ironson coming from a small school. And you see, Johnson's just ability to find that talent is amazing. And it's the reason we're here. And where did Luis Hernandez come from? Probably think a small school.
Indiana State.
Indiana State. They're a good program, but
Bro, he had 30-something home runs.
Yeah, they hosted last year, didn't they? They hosted it in the last couple of years.
Maybe.
Might have been the year LSU won it all, but
Might have been.
Anyway, so and obviously the ability he's been scouting Curiel since he was in 7th grade.
Yeah.
And so his ability to find that talent is great, and then obviously the coaching, like you said last week, is amazing. The things he does, he's always on top of it. The analytical things that he does, it's the small things that always end up working out. He's the best coach in baseball by far.
All right.
Coastal. Talk about Coastal.
Talk about it?
Well, I'll talk about him too.
We talked about their rotation, and that was the main thing that kept them afloat. And when their offense finally started clicking in this 23-game win streak, 26-game win streak, their offense finally started clicking towards the back end of that, and that's what really solidified them as they're a contender.
They swept Auburn.
They're really good, bro. They were the first team in Omaha, right?
I think so, but that. No, they
played
played the earliest game, so yeah, but
they went 2-0.
They
beat Auburn, easily, it wasn't a question. The pitching staff was incredible. Caden Bodine solidifies his name as a first-round pick, most likely.
Probably.
Maybe the best catcher in college baseball this year.
Is he eligible? I think he is. Okay.
Yeah, he is. So the problem though for Coastal was that their offense just didn't click, and it was against very good pitching.
And I'll touch on it. So, the pitching obviously was great with Ianson Anderson and Shores, the 3 guys you faced. But what I said last week with Coastal was that I thought the situational hitting was so good. I said it last week. Every time they got a guy on, it felt like they got him in, got in scoring position, base hit, that kind of thing. And they had guys on base in the series. They had 13 out of the 18 innings they got a guy on. But the situational hitting was so poor in this series, and that's kind of what set them apart from LSU. LSU manufactured the run in the first game, and they had the big inning in the second game. So I think that was really... I feel like the offense was not as bad as people think. I feel like the situational hitting was the reason. The offense was never that good, but the way they were able to get their runs in and manufacture was what was setting them apart. And then in that second game, Jacob Morrison, he's their ace. He was the guy. He was the guy for them. They were thinking, we have Jacob on the bump. He's gonna go get us a win, and we're gonna go to the third game. And then, so when the coach got thrown out and he got taken out with the 4th inning, it was kind of over. They had all the air came out of him.
You better back up your smack talk. I'll tell you that, Morrison. He was the guy who said, remember the whole thing with we're not LSU. We're not scared of them.
That was dumb.
Ain't nothing
they knew what they were doing.
Who do you think you are?
Whatever. Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah. I felt like the wind came out of their sails at that point, and it was kind of over. And it felt like kind of the lights got too bright. I said, they couldn't handle Ianson, Anderson, and Shores. So.
Yeah, I'll talk about the coach thing a little bit. I think getting thrown out. Really weird situation. I don't know if it was deserved for both of them getting thrown out. Obviously, I don't know exactly what was said. Like, there's not, like, we don't know exactly what was said, but, and there could have been some pretty bad stuff, but it didn't look like the first base coach didn't really need to get thrown out. It looked like the umpire was a little ticked off.
At that point, you don't say anything. Like, I think he said something too. He could have said, like, F your family, but obviously he probably didn't say it.
Yeah.
But like,
it just felt like the ump was a little, I don't know.
I think
weird.
Yeah, I mean, the head coach getting thrown out, obviously you probably don't have that quick of a leash. I mean, he gave him like 2 warnings, but...
He did. The head coach deserved to get thrown out, for sure.
I think it was... Everyone's saying the head coach didn't deserve to get thrown out, and it should have had a longer leash. Like, the leash was there. You could say... I'm not going to argue with you if you say it should have been a longer leash. Like, I get that. But it's partly on the coach, too, for coming out of the dugout. What you should be doing is you should go back in the dugout, tell everyone to shut up, and then at the end of the inning, you go out there and talk to them.
Yeah, respectfully.
Not in the heat of the moment, like that. And then the first base coach just added to that. Like, at that point, you don't say anything to him because he's thrown one guy out. He might as well throw everybody out.
Yeah.
And so...
It was a situation, I think, for Coastal's team. You had 2 options. You could have either, like they did, kind of just lie down and take it and, like, they didn't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Or... It could have lit a fire under your butt.
They hit a home run right after. It kind of did.
That's what I'm saying. But
until the 4th inning, it kind of did.
The offense should have kept going after that. Like, it just felt like there's 2 options you get. And the option that you want is to force a 3rd game, right? And it felt like it just, after that home run, there was nothing else offensively. I mean, they homered again in, the 8th?
Yeah, that didn't matter.
It didn't matter. It was sealed away at that point.
It was just like, I mean, yeah, I know what you're saying. But who was pitching at that point? Like,
that's true. That's a good point.
If Johnny Holstad was on the mound and he was not very good at baseball, then it would have been a different story. But Anthony Eisen's really good, and so that's really all I have.
All right, you ready to move into the next segment?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, cue the music.
The Panthers win the Stanley Cup. That's for you Northerners up there. No one really cares though. The Ravens actually traded for Jair, or they didn't trade for him. They picked him up, Jair Alexander. That bolsters their secondary a lot. The Steelers trade for Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith. They give up Minka Fitzpatrick to the Dolphins. Brewers rookie Jacob Mizorowski threw 11 no-hit innings to start his career. He's already getting Paul Skeens comps. Let's settle down, people. Okay, like, come on. There's a lot of trades in the NBA the last few days. Kevin Durant got traded to the Rockets, if y'all heard. Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the 10th pick, which was...
Come on, Matt.
I didn't know his first name, that's why I said that. And the 5 second-round picks, which aren't going to matter. Drew Holiday traded to the Portland Trail Blazers for Anthony Simons in 2 seconds. I actually love that for the Celtics. Kristaps Porzingis traded to the Hawks in a 3-team deal. The Pelicans get Jordan Poole, give up C.J. McCollum to the Wizards. And the Hornets trade for Colin Sexton. The Suns get Mark Williams on draft night, and it hasn't fallen through yet, actually. A lot of guys also signed new deals with their same team. I'm not going to read all that, though. James, what stood out to you from the NBA draft?
All right, awesome. I covered the NBA draft a lot, like on my channel specifically, and I was excited about this NBA draft because it's so deep. And I think the thing that stood out to me, there were a couple of like surprising moves, and one of them was the Hansen Yang pick. Have you heard about this? So Portland trades back with Memphis. Memphis traded up. They got Cedric Coward, who's a really good kid out of Washington State. They trade back to 16, and they selected Hansen Yang from the Chinese Basketball Association. And at 16, he was projected to go in the 2nd round, like mid to late 2nd round. They drafted him at 16. It was one of the most surprising things we've seen on draft night in a while because there wasn't much report out that Portland was even targeting him. So that was one of the surprising things. But I think out of all the people that did well in the draft, I got to give it up to the Spurs. They drafted Dylan Harper. They drafted best player available. They didn't overthink it. And they got Carter Bryant at 14, who is a kid out of Arizona who is probably going to be the best 3-and-D player out of anyone in this draft. He's the perfect role player wing for the Spurs. He's 6'8". He can shoot. He plays really good defense. He's insanely athletic. So I think the Spurs, out of anyone, I think they did the best job.
Yeah, and the Suns got that guy too. Who was
good. They did a good job. Yeah, Suns did a really good job.
Yeah, sure.
They traded up in the 2nd round too.
I actually really like who the Pelicans got. I don't know anything about Jeremiah Fears, but
dog.
I know. Kenny told me he can't shoot or score, so
that's just that's not
good.
That means you didn't watch enough film.
Heard that, Kenny? Shots fired.
He's also 18, bro. Like
shots fired,
he's
Kenny.
like 18 and a half.
All right, but a guy I wanted the Pelicans to take at 7 was Derek Queen, and they were able to trade up for him. But what they gave up obviously was not good. They gave up the unprotected first-round pick next year, and not just theirs. It was whoever was better between them and Milwaukee. So
it's interesting. Like Jeremiah Fears, my comp for him coming in was like a Jordan Poole that can't shoot as well. And
we got both of them.
Now that y'all had Jordan Poole, it was really funny. Like I had him mocked to y'all at 7. But this was before Jordan Poole got traded, and I was like, oh shoot, this would be like a perfect fit. And now y'all have Jordan Poole, so it's kind of cool. But draft night was fun. It was one of the most like entertaining first rounds, or like the first, let's say like first like 20.
Okay,
picks.
what is up with these hats, bro?
We are the wrong problem.
Kevin Durant got traded a week before the draft, and they had him wearing the wrong Rockets hat. Like, this is the best night of these kids' lives. They're gonna see these pictures forever of them with the commissioner, and you have the wrong hat on. Like, come on, people.
Yeah, and we still can't announce, like, the Suns' social media team or the Rockets' social media team can't announce anything on Kevin Durant or Kamal Malawach until July 7th is when the trade finally goes through. That's why the hat thing. So it's like when trades go through. So all these picks getting
so
traded.
Like they just tell them who to select.
Exactly.
But what if they select a different guy?
No. It's like it goes to the Suns. Like the Suns get to put in the pick. It's technically Houston's pick. Okay. And the draft rights are traded to the Suns, but it goes to the Suns front office.
That's dumb. Okay.
It's weird.
Anyway, let's move on. We don't have a lot of time now, but that was fun. Anyway, so we're doing an NBA playoffs stat draft. We're each gonna draft a starting lineup and a 6-man of players from this year's playoffs. Points per game.
Points per game.
Period.
Let's do it.
So, wait, heads or tails, James?
I'll go ahead.
Flip a coin. It's tails. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the first pick.
Are we doing snake or not?
Nah, let's just do it regular. If I was second pick, maybe.
Okay, that's fine. It doesn't matter.
So I don't know who to take here. I didn't watch a lot of NBA playoffs. If y'all didn't know, maybe like a guy from the first round who didn't have a lot of games, but I can't think of that. That was like last millennium.
A while ago, yeah.
I'm just gonna take. Wait. Okay. You know what? No, I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm gonna take Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay. Take.
I'm not playing guard. Let's check his points.
So I know he's like, I think he's definitely top 5. I'm trying to think of who else is like in the
I'm gonna
top
have to take
3. I know there's someone from that first round that like.
Yeah. Well.
Hold on.
Oh my God. 30.3.
Okay, that's good. That's top 3 for sure.
I want to have to make some big moves. I want to win them, so we'll see what happens.
I just want to make sure that this guy is not. I know he's in the top 5 for sure.
Okay, take him.
So I'm gonna take Giannis because I know he had like
power forward.
Yeah, I'll put him power forward, and I know he had at least like 3 or 4 30-point games in that first round. So I know I think he might be above Shai barely. I think he's at like maybe like 31 or 32. That'd be my guess.
33.0.
Okay. I don't know if that's first. You think that's first? England average? I don't know.
I don't know. Probably not, but it's probably close. So I don't want to say all people in my mind because give them to you.
Trying to think too because there's strategy.
Okay. Oh no, I got it.
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's a great pick.
It's a good pick.
Stadium Live always tells me when the guys hit 40. Mm-hmm. Got Donovan Mitchell like 3 straight games. So I'll put him at 2.
Let's see. That's hard. It's really hard.
I should have taken him first. 29.6. Okay.
Bro, why does that look like Michael Jordan?
Look, he is Michael Jordan.
No, it literally is. Look.
Yeah, it is Michael Jordan.
It's like a bug. That's funny.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna snag him to make sure you don't get him too. I'm gonna go Jokic at center.
Okay.
I think he's probably a little below Donovan Mitchell, but I just want to make sure because I know he was very good, but I don't know if it was like
26.2.
That's rough, but I'll take it.
It's not that bad. I'll have the worst one. So I have my wings and my center left. There's a guy I'm thinking about. Don't know if I want to take him or not. There's also I had a couple other guards in mind. I can't take them anymore. Trying to think of teams who went out first round. It's tough. I am gonna go Jason Tatum. See what happens.
It's not bad.
That last game I bring him down actually.
That's probably up there, but yeah.
Hopefully the last game doesn't take him down where he got hurt.
Probably higher than mine.
28.1.
Yep.
All right, he'll play my 3.
Okay. Ooh, this is hard.
I'm cooking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this guy's at least 30 points per game. I'm gonna go Luka.
Luka, I was thinking about him.
He's at least 30 points.
He was the next guard. Or probably the 4th guard I had in mind.
We'll put Luka at point guard.
30.9.
Yeah.
Good pick. I had him in mind. I didn't know. Didn't really trust it though.
I'm trying to think if there's like sleeper guys who I can't like.
I was thinking about like, there's not another guy I would have taken before him, who I'm not going to say yet. But once you pick another guard, I will. I'm sure I'm wrong about that, but yeah. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take my 6th man because I know I got value here, and I'm gonna take Nas Reed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I know I got value there.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't
know,
bro.
10.4. Okay.
That's good. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Well, okay. Well,
I mean,
I'm just gonna leave.
If Ty Jerome
I'm gonna leave
is
him
better.
on the board. Okay.
Damn it, dude. Oh, I should have picked Ty Jerome.
That probably would have been the pick. That's probably how I'm gonna take.
Okay.
It.
That might have stole my draft, but not 6th man of the year. Might as well. That's crazy.
You really got to think back in some of these series. I'm going to take this guy off the board. I'm going to take Kawhi.
Wow.
That's
a good pick.
I know Kawhi's at least
not James Harden.
27 up. He averaged more than James Harden in the playoffs, for sure. I just don't. I know he was averaging the most in the Clippers. And I know he had a very, very good first round.
Good pick.
It also went to 7. I think that might help.
It also might hurt. 25. It's
Okay.
not good.
I don't know, like, how much the gap is, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, from Giannis at 33, who I think is 1 or 2.
Well, we each got 2 spots. I got 2 spots left, and I've got 30, 29, 28. So we'll see what happens.
So got 2 spots
I
left.
don't know who I want to take here. I can't think of any centers right now.
Took the best power forward and center.
You did. I didn't take the best guards, actually. You took one that's better than both of mine. Okay. Oh, my gosh. I can't think of anybody right now. I know Pascal Siakam isn't good. I'm not going to pick him.
Maybe like 21.
Who did they play in the conference final? Who did the Thunder play?
Knicks.
Who did the Thunder play?
Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna go with Jimmy Butler. This is where this is my downfall, man. I'm telling you, like, this is where I lose the draft.
This might be. Let's see. I don't think it's as bad as you think it is, but it's not like
It's a 19.2. That's pretty bad.
It's not great, but it's not bad. We don't know.
Okay,
I don't know how far the gap is.
Oh, again, gotta look it.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab the 6th man just so I can put more pressure on him to actually think of someone. So I'm
I hate you.
Jerome.
I hate you.
I think he's at 12 points per game. That we might guess 12 to 13. I think he's a little above Nas. He could be below for all I know because he had a stinker in like game 3 against the Heat, and like there were other stinkers. But I think so. Okay, 11.7.
11.7. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
It's perfect.
I already
He's
lost.
A little higher, but...
I already lost. So
No, you didn't. You gotta get this center though.
okay, you just said Heat, so that makes you think Bam.
Go Bam.
I could go Bam. That would be all right. I feel like. I guess I'll take Bam.
Take Bam. I think Bam's
Actually,
Bam
wait. Do I want Cat? No, I'll take a Bam.
I think Bam or Cat is the best 2 picks. I think with what you have left in your knowledge, that's the 2 guys I think would have been like up there probably.
Who would you have taken?
I probably would have gone Bam.
17.5.
I mean, I would have
I'm
with what you had left. I would have thought about Cat, but I think I don't know. I don't know who I would have taken. One of those 2, but I don't know.
Karl-Anthony Towns average 21.4. You're kidding me.
That's not that much.
That's
difference.
insane.
That's 4
Okay.
That's
Well,
not that good either.
Well, you won. I didn't think it would be that high.
So I'm gonna take. I could take a multitude of guys here at shooting guard. I could take, go Jalen Green. No, it was at least 22. But I'm gonna go with my guy. I'm gonna go Anthony Edwards.
Okay. I was thinking about.
I think he's 24 plus probably.
I was thinking about Jalen Brunson. That was my other guy.
It's not bad either, but I would rather a bigger lineup. I don't really,
It kind of did go
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying? I also think Ant had more than Jalen Brunson, but I don't know.
Anthony Edwards, 25.3.
Perfect. Right where I want it.
Yeah. Do we need to count it up?
No, but I mean we can. But let's go look up all the points per game playoffs leaders, and let's see like how far the gaps are. You know what I mean? Because I'm interested in like, I don't know. It's interesting because like
Yeah, for
Giannis, I think is top.
Yeah,
Okay,
Giannis
he's one.
got one, and you got the two top ones. So,
But then you got 3 and 4.
some of these numbers are
Brunson
wrong.
is high, bro.
Some of these numbers are wrong, but whatever. Giannis 33.
Paolo. Wow.
Paolo Banchero I could have picked him. I didn't think about the Magic.
Franz.
I might have taken him.
I thought about Paolo, but I didn't think he was that high because I thought him and Franz were like close on like the 22.
I probably would have
22.
taken Paolo if I thought of the Magic. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, we did pretty good. Jalen Brunson was 29.4, so he would have been better than.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm frozen. Okay. LeBron was right there.
Yep. I should have gone LeBron instead of Kawhi, but
Not terrible. All right, we have the results. So I came in with 33.3 average points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came in with 22.52.
Ooh.
James 25.35. So James is the winner. Congrats, man.
Good game. Good game.
Right.
That's my game, though.
Yeah.
You know, that's,
He won the Futures
I'm
draft.
supposed to win that.
He won the Futures draft.
That's true.
So that's gonna be it for this season.
Yeah.
We're making a few changes next season, but they won't look too different.
Mm-mm.
I'm so excited for football though. It's gonna be a lot better. I think we're gonna have a lot more guests on because none of our guests know MLB. So
Yeah.
but a lot of them know football. So we're gonna do NFL picks again. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see y'all in August.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.